Church on Sunday, yeah! Yeah, church on Sunday! 16. Church on Sunday, 16. 16. 16. Wee, yeah! All right! Yeah! Church on Sunday, 16. And we're going to talk about some things. We're just going to, it's a continuation. Remember what I told you. You start at 1 and go to 2 and go to 3, go to 4. Hey, you know how to count. Hey, okay. Would you like an inner voice? Would you like an inner voice? Well, for $19.99, you can have... It ain't like that. No. Well, let me tell you something. Everybody's got that inner voice. It's just that, well, there's some certain mechanisms and gears that haven't quite connected yet. Yes, you too can have one too. But let me tell you what the secret is. You want to know what the secret is? See, now, everybody's got an inner voice. Yes, you do. You do. Everybody has an inner voice. And what we sometimes refer it to the person in the fleshly being, as we call it, this spiritual, we got to be politically correct. We can't say spiritual man is my spiritual man. It's my spiritual person, or it's my spiritual being that is within me that has that voice that is there. It's in me. It's in you. It's in everybody that's out there. Yeah. It is. It's a matter of you being able to develop it. And it's not so much the voice is there. It's not so much that you have to develop that voice. What you're developing is your ability to hear it and to be able to have discernment. And then the most important thing that you need to learn to do when you recognize that voice is to be able to act. Do what it's telling you to do. Do you understand me? You gonna do what you're told to do? Well, okay, so in that process, see, because I'm just like everybody else. You know, I had to go on path to make sure to try to develop a spiritual voice, but it's all there. It's all there in the people that really, certainly in certain aspects, haven't really developed yet, you know, because you see, there's everybody, and I've said this before in another video, and I said, there was something that said that, you know, I thought that, and then I didn't do it, and then, guess what? How would you like to be tuned into that a little bit more finally? And, you know, I can tell you 100%. I'm certainly not there. I'm imperfect, but I keep working at it. You have to, it's kind of like you have to test it, and you have to you know, you got to work it. You got to work at everything in life, period. I don't care if nans or buts about it. There's no if nans or buts about it. You got to work for it. You got to work for everything in life. You got to be able to work to develop the clarity in your spiritual voice too. Your spirit person that is within you, that's there. And I guarantee you know, because God is within you. He's within you. Self-realization teach that to you, self-realization teach that to you, and God's inside you. He's not some gray-haired old beard man up in the sky tooting his little magic wand around. No, he's not. He's the beat in your heart and the breath that you breathe. That's how intimate God is in your life. But have you recognized that yet? Well, I'll recommend you go on the path to get self-realization, recognize that. Because to be able to develop your inner voice, you see, you have to be connected spiritually. Yes, you do. You have to do, and and just like I done told you about meditation, didn't I? Did you got to be consistent and persistent with that to be able to develop that relationship? Just like everything else you got to work at, just like a guy's got to work developing a relationship with a wife, or whatever. Human relationship, you got to work with people to develop a relationship with. You got to work with God and develop your relationship with Him. But the thing is that you can rely on 100%, you see, is that God's gonna help you and do it kind of, sort of, in a way for you. Yeah. So, typically, for those that have attended church in a certain religion, and you got the preacher, friends, and I said, friends, why can't we all just call him God? There's no need for religion. No. So, but, many times, and I even felt this, because sometimes these dudes that are up there behind that pulpit, and we got all the people in the pews. There's all these people that are sitting in the pews, and we got the guy that's standing behind the pulpit, and he's up there talking, and then he'll get up here, and I've certainly felt this, he'll get up there and say, and God spoke to me, and said, and then we're all sitting there in the pews, and then we're all going, man, I want God to speak to me too. I want God to speak to me. And it kind of leaves you with that empty feeling out there, right? Like, well, what makes it, oh gosh, do I have to be a preacher in order for God to speak to me? No. Because we are all God's children. Sure, everybody on the planet. You want to argue with me? I'll poke you in the... There's no need for religion. We are all one family. And for anybody to think anything less than that, I got one word for you. Evolve! Okay. So you can too. You don't have to be a preacher. But I tell you, you got to work at it. You got to work at it, because one of the things that is so valuable with this, and I've had several experiences because I'm working on it and have practiced and have tested it, so to speak, if you want to be frank about it. I have to test it, to be frank about it. And, it's because, and the thing about it is you got to work about it, God's not going to wave his magic wand and just give it to you and sting, and all of a sudden clarity. No, it's like school. You got to work with it and go along with it and work and test it. Like, so many times I test it, and the biggest thing you do in about developing your spiritual voice, or developing your ability to listen, okay? Because the spiritual voice is there. It's just that we're so gobbled up in our heads with our thoughts and our business and our life, and particularly our own desires to be in control. Right? And that all of us gets in the way, because it is certainly the aspect of humanity to think that, that you're in control and that you have the power. Well, let me tell you something. There's some in you that's a lot more powerful than you. It's called your spirit. It's called the Spirit of God that is within you. God is yours and we are the waves. God is yours and we are the waves. Okay. And we're going to get in some other things, and go listen to those videos, Think, Feel, and Believe, and remember to listen to 1, 2, and 3, okay, because we're doing those in succession too. Okay. So you gotta be able to work at this and test it and work. And you know what? Oh, I tried it for 2 weeks, didn't work. I tried it for a week. Oh, I tried it for a month. No. You got to try it over. You got to work at it, because let me tell you, the effort that you put forth in it is so worth it. Unbelievable. There's a time, and I've tested, you got to test it with the small, and I'm going to go over these things. I've got some stories to tell, and I'm going to go over these things because, this is, I've experienced it blindly. I remember I told you about the yakety yak, don't talk back. Right, okay, so that one is so blatant, for me. And there's been some other ones that have been really blatant too, and it's been comforting, because there's been times where I've been really, it's like, gosh, I don't know what to do, and you're sitting there, I don't know what to do. Well, when you're sitting there and you don't know what to do, what do you end up doing? Yielding to temptation or whatever, and you just go ahead and do what you think feels good or is going to satisfy you. Not what's best for you. You're always going to think what you want to do that feels good or that's going to satisfy you. And believe me, there's those voices that are there that are trying to speak. It's just most of the time, you're getting in the way. You're getting in the way. And you're using your own free will and your own desires to get in the way instead of listening, because just like everybody, something told me that, oh my gosh, and now I had to go through all of this when something in the very beginning told me that. Well, you know what they told you? Go to 17. Yeah, this one's 16. 16. Church on Sunday 16. Go to 17.